There was also this 1948 International, which would not need too much work, but would only be attractive to specific collectors.
What are we looking at, $1 million? Well, 750,000, yeah. But have you had any interest? Yes, I have. Yeah, in fact, I do have a commitment, and I'm looking forward to sealing the deal.
An additional attraction to the show came from above, as 4 parachutists from the Skydivers Club of Kenya dropped through the sky. With the gutsy wind conditions, some of the landings in the middle of the racetrack became awkward.
Here comes the next one, Kenyan Skydiving Club in crash landing.
It actually looks a lot harder than it really is, but it's actually, we can all walk all right, so that's not a problem.
In the motorcycle enclosure, the judging had reached the halfway point, and amongst those still waiting their turn were the 10 bikes entered by the Uganda Bikers Association, who had all undertaken the 1,000-kilometer journey from Kampala.
If we have 4 rides a year, at least one of the rides is this ride to Nairobi for the Concours d'Elegance. So everybody knows from the beginning of the year, I'm going for the Concours this year. So it's just something we do all the time.
Who's got the best bike?
Hey!
After the long journey, the bikes had all been cleaned and polished, but were not in Concours condition. But they'd not come to win, but to just take part, including their oldest member who at 60 plans to return for as long as he can.
I hope to be able to come here up to 70 or 75, from Kampala to Nairobi. Yes.
The best of the group were eventually a 750cc Honda Africa Twin and a massive Honda Varadero, which both tied on points to take 20th overall. Drawing a lot of attention were the 4 Harley-Davidsons entered. The Harley-Davidson brand is one of the most popular in the world, and the bikes presented at the Concours were typical examples of the wide range that have been produced. This 3-year-old 1500cc Harley is a classic design of the Electric Glide series of the mid-60s. In contrast is this 850 Sportster, also 3 years old, produced for the ladies. The best of the Harleys was this 1991 version, whose only downfall was its age. The judges could find little else wrong with it. The most unusual bike on display was this brand new custom-made Chopper, which was chosen by the judges to be the most elegant bike of the day. Sporting an 1800cc engine and High in the Sky nickname, this bike's home turf are the open beach roads of the coast. Many of the Concours participants had added to the ambience of the event by dressing in costumes, each picking a theme relevant to their car or motorcycle, and the many celebrations of the day.
Our theme is...
This informal fancy dress competition not only added colour and glamour, but those judged to be the most outstanding were rewarded with a mix of wines donated by Domain Kenya.
This car is called Topolino, which means little mouse, and we're the Rat Pack looking after the little mouse.
And explain the bag.
My bag is made of an air filter of this particular car.
But we're wearing the national costume of the 3rd dynasty in the town in which MG is now being made.
We are here to celebrate the 40th anniversary, the Ruby anniversary of the Alfa Romeo Club here in Kenya.
I'm a beach boy, believe it or not. From California, 1966, San Jose.
I am dressed in an exact replica of a 1910 ladies' fashion to celebrate 100 years of the Alfa Romeo car.
With so many entertaining ideas presented, the judges were spoilt for choice. But eventually it was Michael Muya and his wife's Access Kenya theme that won the first prize of 12 bottles of Maipo Red.
Fantastic!
She's my presence today, and I'm a driver. I'm just like a driver.
I'm sure she dressed you.
She did dress me. I had to match up with her as well.
Michael also won the Deacon's Cash Award for being the best dressed gentleman at the Concours. He In keeping with the era of his Rolls-Royce, Roger Tanner and his party came dressed in the elegant, aristocratic attire of the time, taking home 6 bottles of red wine for coming second.
Well, we were actually heading for Ascot races today, but we misread the signs. You know, there's a lot of road work going on in Nairobi.
Absolutely.
And the signs seem to have disappeared.
Yes.
So we've obviously gone the wrong way.
With the points gained on the judging line combined with his costume score, Roger also won the prestigious Victor Ludorum Award.
These very fine Victor Ludorum Awards were crafted and created by Frank Hettemeyer.
And it didn't end there. The Rolls-Royce was also selected to be the most elegant car of the day.
Concours d'Elegance.
On the judging line was the 1952 MG TD, but it was still too early to know the results, especially with the vintage car still to make an appearance. We rejoined the motorcycle judging just as Philip Gordon from South Africa presented his 1915 Indian Model B. It immediately set the benchmark for its external finish, and if it maintained this standard at the next 2 stations, it was a potential winner. There was a moment of panic when it wouldn't start at one point, which would have been disastrous. The bikes from the Satis Classic stable included this 41-year-old Honda 750.
What a lovely bike.
It was judged to have the best engine of the day, but lost points for its external finish and trim, and it was placed 5th. Carl Pleitz had won outright last year with his gleaming white 1959 BMW R27 and had entered it in the hope of winning again.
When I see all the competitors here, then I mean, you are really in for competition, you know?
The competition on the day is different every year, and at this level it was all so close that positions were separated by single points, and he was not disappointed to be placed 4th.